Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we're going to be tackling the question of what does Flood Regret, or the Prophet of Regret when he's infected by the Flood, look like in anniversary graphics. So, about a week ago, I uploaded a video where I showed you guys what he truly looks like, his whole body and everything, including the entire tentacle that goes all the way to the floor, and the small details on his body, like the skulls that are attached to him, that you don't really get to see well in the cutscene, which is the only time you ever get to see him. But what about anniversary graphics? Well, we do see him in the Blur cutscene, but this is a pre-rendered cutscene. It's a cinematic made by Blur, and it's it's not using in-game assets. Now, if you were to take away the anniversary cutscenes completely and just spawn Flood Regret in-game, just like it did in classic graphics, what would be left? Well, let's take a look at that. So, first of all, here we are on MCC Insider, because now, Halo 2 Anniversary is now on MCC PC. So, let's spawn him the normal way in classic graphics first by shooting him out of a weapon. And once again, you can see what he looks like up close in classic graphics. So, in classic graphics, in-game and gameplay, he's no different than we saw on Halo 2 PC, which I showed you last week. He's still got all the skulls attached to his tentacle and everything. So, now that we know that in classic graphics he's unchanged, let's switch to anniversary graphics and see what he looks like. So, there you have it. That is what Flood Regret looks like in anniversary graphics, using the in-game assets, in-game models. As you can see, Flood Regret in anniversary graphics is just a untextured, looks like a low poly model, and yeah, that's basically what he is. However, he still has the same animations as he does in classic graphics. So he's in the same pose and everything. You can see his eyes are still blinking every now and then. So it's not like he's, not moving or anything. Everything is still the same, except he's a low textured or untextured low poly model. So yeah, that's basically what Flood Regret is in anniversary graphics. Now, why is he like that? Well, I suspect that at some point early on in Halo 2 Anniversary's development, I think they were, instead of using the Blur cutscenes, I think at one point they were thinking of just going like the Halo 1 Anniversary, the CE Anniversary route, where all the cutscenes are still in-game, using in-game anniversary assets and textures and models and everything. But, at some point they scrapped that idea and they switched to Blur cutscenes instead, the pre-rendered cutscenes, which I do really like. However, that would explain why Flood Regret is in this state, in an unfinished state. At first they were starting to make the models and everything, but then they scrapped it and they left it behind. Also, fun fact, the Flood Regret models are so heavy that grenades, Master Chief, just walking into it and punching it, you can't push them around. It takes a brute at full force to be able to push it, which tells you how much force a brute punch actually is. But anyways, so that was just a fun fact. But yeah, so Flood Regret, I believe his anniversary model is essentially cut content that's left over from early on in development of Halo 2 Anniversary. Since they ended up using the Blur cinematics, there'd be really no reason to finish these models. They just left them in an unfinished state and didn't remove them from the game. And you may be thinking that every other model that you don't see in-game normally is like this, but that's not true. A lot of scenery, a lot of other stuff, effects, stuff like that, they may not even show up in anniversary graphics and stuff like that, but we'll cover those in future videos and see what else is still left over in anniversary graphics and what's not. Another fun fact, like I said earlier, Flood Regret's model, or his biped, is so heavy that if you spawn it wrong, it will actually crush you instantly. But yeah, so there you guys have it. That is what Flood Regret looks like in anniversary graphics, and that is my theory about why he's in that state in anniversary graphics. I think it makes sense, but if you guys have other theories about why it's like that, or how, Halo 2 Anniversary's development was going to go early on, feel free to share them. I'd definitely like to know. But other than that, if you guys did enjoy this video and found it to be interesting, make sure to leave a like. Leave your thoughts in the comments, anything else we need to check out or look into, anything else you want to see or investigate, just let me know in the comments. I'll definitely do my best to look into it. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.